That's part of my lung. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's a weird idea.
That's fun.
Okay.
That's fun.
Welcome to the StarShip Writers Room,
A podcast that gives you an up-close look at the creation of the StarShip universe.
We talk new characters, hash out plot points, and imagine possibilities that are truly out of this world.
and which you might see featured in the Deploy Starship NFT game.
A play-to-earn cryptocurrency game set in outer space.
I'm Melanie, the Starship Lore Champion, and I'm joined by my co-hosts and fellow Starship Lore creators,
Shooty Pew Pew, your world builder,
and
Spazzitron of CryptoPhoenix.org. We can do just like a rapid fire, just coming up with creatures because we, like you said, to kind of populate some of the planets, we just need, because I think we have like a lot of the big concepts.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the swamp planet, we have these crocodile things and these bat things, but like we just need to make like little. Ironically, Shooty described it as just like little things, like just like something to shoot at, like just more basic, less grandiose creatures.
Yeah, just like what is the world? What are the plants? What are the little? What are the animals? Yeah, what is it like? I think just kind of fleshing it out like that.
Yeah. And obviously there's some, like the sand planet is sort of barren by design, but like that's sort of what I was trying to think as far as like stuff to think about in the future, like in the week coming up.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone wants to send us submissions for those, that would be super helpful. Yeah, it does feel like we've plotted out like the big stuff, but we just need to fill in the gaps here.
All right, well, let's do a quick rapid fire before we close up. And like kind of free association or brain dump.
Yeah.
So we'll go through each of maybe we'll do like one creature each for each of the planets. Just whatever idea comes up. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
All right. Swamp.
So what do we got? We got leeches, we got mosquitoes, alligators, bats. I think it'd be cool to have something like a coelacanth, where like it's mainly like a fish, but it can kind of like flap up onto the softer ground surface a little bit, like to escape predation. Yeah, where it's not really, it can't really walk around, but it can hide. That because that was sort of like what they think anyway. The coelacanth's purpose of getting out of the water was just for like a minute or two until the shark swam away. So I think that would be cool. And you could have some like you could even have some of the plants be kind of weird, like the pitcher plant could kind of work something off that.
Which plant?
The pitcher plant. That thing where like bugs fall into it.
I thought that's what you were talking about. Yeah, like
yeah.
So I feel like there are big, almost said the A word. I don't know if that's allowed on this podcast, but I feel like there are big plants, pitcher plants, I guess is what they're called. I didn't know if that's what they were called, but they'll get like mammals, like small mammals.
Yeah, like little mice and stuff.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot. I mean, would you think like poisonous plants and swamp plants?
Yeah, you could have
toads for sure. Frogs. Yeah, I like the plant idea a lot. All right, I have to come up with a creature now. Swamp planet. Well, it's not really a creature, but I just picture like a bog, like bubbling mud, like sulfuric acid. I don't know why that word came up. This, like I said, free association. Please, nobody judge me. But maybe there could be something like a live bog, or maybe something lives within that you would not expect. And if you step in it, it can act like kind of the mud that you get stuck in, or quicksand or something.
Yeah.
But it's like super like smelly, hot, and you don't realize it's alive until it's kind of too late. It does remind me of the pitcher plants too, because you don't realize that you're going to get eaten by them until you already are.
Yeah, like maybe living under there is like a giant manta ray looking thing. that kind of just like, if you step at like, it can tell if somebody steps in its puddle.
Yes. Ooh, and maybe even like it could be that there's some kind of tracking, It's like if you get touched, if you step in it at all, it wants to collect from you any of the mud that has kind of gone away from, on your shoe or whatever, your clothes. It's like coming to collect its debts.
Oh yeah, like maybe it doesn't even want to eat the person. Like it just maybe it has like a whole bunch of like little tiny micro organs. So it's like a big like a living pool.
Yeah, that's it's cool. Like I need my mud back.
That's part of my lung. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's a weird idea. Okay.
That's fun.
Paradise. Also, if you want me to go first at any point, let me know, because I don't want to make you feel like you have to go first every time. Or maybe you want to, but yeah.
I had a fun thought for Paradise, because I kind of pictured the chemist as coming from a Paradise planet before the takeover, and we already have the little winged reptile, the Skrill. But yeah, it could be, because I could see some Paradise planets where it's like, much like Earth during its different things, like clearly in this one. So like, here we call it the age of mammals, because mammals are like the dominant ones. As sentient life over there is reptilian, it could be mostly reptiles. Like one planet could just have like most like the top animals are all like reptiles.
Mm-hmm. So what's a Skrill?
It's like a little newt with wings. It's kept like a canary.
Yeah, I thought it was a bird for some reason.
Yeah, it's like a bird with like a lizard tail, and it just kind of sings. It's like a pet.
Cute, yeah.
That the Nuvarians have.
The little tiny dragon.
Yeah, like a little feathery dragon.
Yeah, that's perfect for Paradise, I feel. So all magic.
Yeah. You could take like a lot of the pets and stuff that people have and just like get like reptile them.
Oh, yeah. I think of like fairies for Paradise.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think of like fairies and elves and angels. But you could also have like sprites, and they're more mischievous, and yeah, maybe they like mess with the visitors a little bit.
Yeah, I like that idea, sort of in contrast to the swamp planet where everything's like chunky and like strong. Mm-hmm. Like you have like where everything's like more slight and pretty.
Yeah. I think that beauty is like a huge thing for this planet. I also picture, not this is a creature, but the aurora lights.
Yeah.
I picture those like all the time. They're being like just gorgeous, beautiful lights and colors in the sky, like always rainbows, like lots of prisms. And I'm not sure if there's a creature that comes that.
Well, yeah. I mean, you could have like, how we have like those big flocks of birds that move through. It could be like that, but like maybe their wings are made of glass. So it kind of kicks off that light.
Ooh, I love that. Yeah. So it just like kind of reflects that light's then everywhere, not just kind of limited to the sky. Or yeah, I like that a lot.
Like a moving and twirling and twisting rainbow sort of thing.
Yeah. Or like they're made out of like diamond or something, some kind of crystal that, is like a call to the crystal planet or something.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Ocean?
I'm hesitant to touch on ocean and grassland because Shooty has like whole ecosystems built like full of stuff. So I don't want to touch on those two.
All right. I will do one for ocean.
Cool. Do it.
I'm going to do it. All right. Am I going to do one for ocean?
You're not? Why? Go for it.
Okay. Like, what about reefs? Yeah, I think like reefs where there's just like kind of infinite possibility to do that. A reef is alive in itself, and then it kind of creates a home for so much different life. And kind of similarly, I was thinking of like kelp or seagrass,
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay. And metallic. We do need 2 more creatures for this to meet our 10 quota, so...
Oh, for metallic?
Yeah.
I thought, did I put it in the, or did I just think, I don't know. Is there anything mushroom related?
No.
Okay, because I kind of, I guess I don't know. I thought it. It's been so crazy lately. I can't remember what I thought versus what I said. Yeah, like I kind of thought it would be cool to just have like a mushroom, just like a glowing thing. And it's again, like with some of these, we could just have like little 8-word descriptions. It could just be like human explorers have logged this as looking not unlike a mushroom. Just and what else? To go off of actual animals, like a bird of prey that was metallic would be awesome.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, I could see. So we have the shapeshifters, but this kind of, and then we have the librarians, which are just kind of collecting and cataloging the metal across the planet. So these could be really like the enforcers and the eyes as well. I mean, the whole planet is a big eye. There's no privacy, but yeah, I like that. Oh yeah, I want to.
Because that would be like even if it's not a huge integral thing to the story, like I can just imagine it as looking really cool as being like the Charizard NFT, if you will. Like just like this giant like 2-story tall eagle that's made of like metal and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or like a kind of like a huge statue or something. What looks like a statue of maybe like many birds, and it can have some kind of symbolism like that eye, or being watched. But then, there's maybe a critical point where it comes to life and like all of the birds are in the sky and they're just like super sinister.
Yeah, like even as acting like, I don't know, like it's like the sentinel for the castle or something. Like maybe there's only 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of it because it's so heavy. Like even it's like even if maybe like it say it's powered by Kyanite, like, but even Kyanite, regular Kyanite's not enough to keep it in the air. So it's got like rockets and wings. It could be like this really over the top thing.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned mushroom because it was so weird. A few days ago, I was cutting into a pepper and there was so much fungus, I guess, on the inside. I've never seen it. I've never seen that before.
Weird. But like a bell pepper?
Yeah, just like a regular pepper. And I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, metallic fungus. And I was like, there's something here. And then you said mushroom. So we have to have some metallic fungi or something.
Yeah, and it could even just be like, it's just a sensor. Like it could be just like how the librarians kind of like log things. Like they just kind of have a little terminal and can look through the mushrooms. Like maybe they got spots like a toadstool, but those spots are like little tiny cameras or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like it's really sneaky. Like it kind of grows in a way where like, kind of like with food in the fridge, like if you're not careful, everything seems all fine in there. And then the next day, like freaking avocados, like they're perfect 1 second. And then the next second, it's like, you have waited far too long. So it's like that growth, magma.
I just thought it'd be funny, like to have the mushrooms be really like pretty, and they give them to ambassadors like as presents, and then they bring them back to their planet, and they're getting looked at. Sorry, magma. I want to have a fish like in the magma.
Okay, like a lava fish.
Yeah, like a dolphin or something.
Oh, okay, like a big.
Yeah. Like just for art purposes, not so much for like lore purposes, just to have like this. Like a dolphin that is like shooting out of a volcano, sort of a cool metal looking thing.
Yeah. For magma, my creature is the Pompeii worm, which I recently learned about. And if you don't know what this looks like, you have to Google image search. It's Pompeii worm. And this thing looks crazy. It's got like these red filaments all over its body. And then there are some pictures where they'll like do a close up on the face, and it's like got these what looks like bulbous eyes, but it's just all the same. It looks like all your skin. And then it's like, yeah, it's so weird. And they can withstand super high temperatures. So I was looking for extremophiles, and then this thing came up, and I was just like, oh gosh, this has got to go on the magma planet.
That is cool.
It is freaky. Don't look at it before you go to sleep.
It looks like for anyone just listening, it looks like a Demogorgon head, but like on a worm, like the thing from Stranger Things, like that head, but on a worm. That's scary.
Yes. All right.
Oh God.
You don't want to do grassland.
No, because we are. I think we already have two separate entire ecosystems for like proper name grassland planet.
Ooh, okay.
One was like the music based planet that Shooty came up with, and then one was like the land of too much plenty that I came up with. And
well,
so
do you
we
want
already
to come up with a creature for that one?
Oh, I thought it would be funny again to play into the theme. Like the main thing that the little sentient pig people eat is a bird, but it's like a chicken, not like a chicken. It's like a quail of some sort, but it has an egg every day, and the egg hatches every day. So it's like a maybe like chicken or something, but like they can't eat them fast enough because they're a bird, but they're born fertile like cockroaches are. So even if you just have one, like 10 days later you have 100 of them. So they just have to so they're just like trying to eat them as fast as they can. They're deep frying them, they're baking them, they're doing it. You're just like trying to eat everything as fast as they can. And you can have a plant like a corn plant, but again, like they grow so fast, and they're like weeds. They'll break up through the sidewalks, and there's just corn, ears of corn everywhere. And that's the main reason that they're trying to pollute the air so fast, is so there's not as much light getting down to them, and they can't grow as much because they have to keep eating the corn really fast.
Yeah, I was thinking of some animal that's like a chimney that like just produces smog, and that's like revered, but maybe their kind of life cycle is like their gestation. Oh my God. Gestation. I can't say that word. Anyway, the amount of time that they're pregnant and their reproductive process is super long. So maybe they're more rare or something, but they're really like, maybe they're going extinct, and they, the people of the planet, because these are such high polluters that they like really want them to, they're trying to like figure out how to conserve this species.
Yeah, like I got that. That's cool. Like how we think of goldfish as like just kind of dirty. Like they're just trying to like have as many of these. That I like that, like a smokestack kind of animal.
Yeah.
It could even be kind of fun. Like it looks like a turtle, but on its back are just like actual smokestacks that just are releasing black smog into the air, and honestly, it could be like their national animal.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like a cow and how cow farts are like contributing to global warming.
Yeah, but it's actual black smog, and it's just like pouring out constantly. That's hilarious.
Yes. Oh gosh. Yeah, clearly a brain dump I've just taken.
No, I like that. That's funny. Okay,
glacier, which I keep calling glacial planet.
Yeah. Everyone is gonna want an ice golem for some reason.
Oh my God.
I don't think they're interesting anymore because I play too much fantasy crap. But it is expected, and so it should happen.
Okay. Okay, he has spoken. Okay, so ice planet. I feel like there are extinct creatures who are on the like closer to the surface in the ice.
Okay.
Kind of as a shout out, like maybe we can think about, like the dinosaurs or something, but I want to think of one of these extinct creatures. Maybe it's like
it could even be it could be treated like maybe the end stage for some paradise planets is to become an ice planet.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is this was maybe more Earth-like, and it's either in an ice age or it's in an extinction event. Although it's not, there's actually quite a bit of life on it, surprisingly. As I was writing it, I was like, oh, there's quite a bit of life here. But yeah, I can't think of a particular creature right now, but what I can think of is like the expressions on the creatures' faces are frozen. So you see them in the moment that they died. Kind of going back to Pompeii worm, that kind of references the volcano, which I always say.
Yeah.
But is it Vesuvius?
Yeah, Mount Vesuvius. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's where it was, where like the ash kind of fossilized everybody, and like so you could see what people were doing the moment that they got.
Yeah, that's cool, and it could be kind of spooky and eerie.
Mm-hmm. It could be spooky because like it could be either looks of complete terror or complete contentment, like they did not see it coming.
Yeah, like they just put like opiates in the water main knowing that the end was coming.
Oh,
that is. And so the sort of creatures that again, this is your baby, so I'm not stepping on anybody. I kind of imagine that like what would be really successful in that environment is stuff that can eat, plastic, bone, like stuff that would just be left behind, metal. I'm just like looking around the house, like like stuff that can eat, vinyl and just like stuff that we worry about, like, oh, this is gonna mess up the environment. It's like, well, that would kind of give rise to creatures that can eat stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think there are going to be very few creatures on the surface, like maybe just even like single-celled organisms or something like that. Not sure how they would survive, but like, yeah, so there actually could be this species that is kind of like recyclers or trash collectors, and the water underneath I imagine being very rich with minerals, so maybe something in their process of digestion and like excretion is, I don't know if excretion is the right word, but I'm just using all my words tonight. But like maybe that actually goes into enriching the water beneath.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, so
there's a lot of
yeah, we have gas next.
Now that one we have because we kind of, what do we have, like sort of like deep ocean stuff going on. Now we have the one proper named gas planet where there's like a Cthulhu sort of thing living inside of it, and it eats offerings from the moon. But like a standard gas planet, I'm thinking is having like stuff like jellyfish, stuff where like, because there's not much of most gas planets in real life don't actually have like a core, like something that you could stand on. So it would be stuff that can kind of drift. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking like, yeah, jellyfish sort of things and nematode looking things like that. Mm-hmm. Maybe like shrimp, stuff that can kind of scoot backwards. Yeah, stuff like that, where it's just like what's keeping it alive is like the little particles of like the what does it be, like nitrous oxide? Yeah, I don't know, but I just like the things like that. Like on the ones that don't have the intelligent life, I'm seeing a lot of like ocean sort of stuff, and then maybe like eels, like an eel that just kind of drifts around through the fog. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that.
Yeah, like very passive. Wow, I just had, not that a whale is passive, but I just had the image of a whale, like a big blue whale, getting the plankton. Is that what they eat? They eat the plankton, and then like just kind of almost as if that kind of image of it just kind of floating around, opening its mouth and like and capturing, whatever is in its wake and using that as its fuel.
It could because it wouldn't need eyes in that environment. It could have no eyes, but it's like the front of its head could be like a double jaw where it like opens from like 4 directions at once, if that makes sense.
Oh,
like yeah. Yeah. Again, referencing. If you haven't seen it, Stranger Things, like that has stuff that opens the mouth opens multiple.
Oh.
My girlfriend just brought that up, and so I'm kind of giggling.
Yeah.
It would just to give it like because it's so serene, but yet sort of looking nightmarish at the same time.
Totally. Yeah. And desert.
I like this idea of the sandworm, but I think that the sandworm and the pirates are probably both going to be in like one arc. So like a typical desert planet. Shooty brought up insects, and I like that because like insects but scaled up, because anything that can survive on a desert planet, it's not doing it. It's doing it through just toughness. And so there is room to make like a sentient insect again to offer some like different shapes of people and different shapes of different takes on sentient life. But as far as like a standard planet, I'm thinking something mole-like, but like but instead of having those little paws, it's got like fins. So it's like really chugging along through the sand. Like a cross between a mole and a piranha.
Ooh, cool.
So like you could even have like if like you could have like artistic shots of like maybe there's like a locust thing like flying close to the ground, and then out of the sand these little piranha things just like all shoot up from the sand and chomp onto it. Like take a grasshopper, but then like push it into like a ladybug shape. So it's got that chompy head, but it's sort of circular with the wings like that.
Yeah.
And it could have sort of like front facing claws, so it could like grip onto stuff, things like that. So that's all like in one. So you got like the piranha mole thing, and you got this weird ladybug locust. You could have smaller versions of the sandworm as well, not the giant 2,000 story one that can snatch a starship out of the sky, but like just like more like smaller ones.
Yeah, I was picturing rattlesnakes.
Yeah, and you could even rattlesnakes would be good. Rattlesnakes would be good. And you could even have like some sort of like a moving cactus.
Yes.
Like because they got those spikes, right? So maybe if something flies too close to it, like they could actually like lunge forward and impale something on the spikes and absorb it somehow.
Yeah. And then of course like other succulents, that are more healing. Maybe there's some kind of outcast on the desert planet that's like an herbalist and learns how to make the most out of the like very sparse plant life that's on the planet. But yeah, I guess rattlesnakes, like I see, like it can't be a rattlesnake, but I can definitely see some kind of snake like creature that has let's think about the tail though. I like this
like
the noise element. We could mess with the tail a little bit.
Yeah, like it like hypnotizes people.
Yeah.
Like it emits a sound that kind of like can knock out something.
Yeah.
You could also do scorpions that jump in and out of the sand too.
Yes.
Like a billion years ago, there used to be these underwater scorpions, and so you could have it move like that, and then it could do the stabby with its tail. That would be cool. It could shoot poison or something out of the tail, like a whiplash scorpion does.
I think like also for the rattlesnake tail, it could be light instead, or in addition to noise, and it could look like kyanite. So people are really tempted, but it's just kind of an illusion.
Yeah, and like because I think the idea for the sandworms is that they live off of like little kyanite meteorites that hit the planet, and so that could be the thing. Like if it sees a sandworm, it can flash it with that like a purple tail and kind of like knock it out a little bit, and so it could like feed off of. Yeah.
And then the visitors are like, "Ooh, we're gonna try to get these like," and they're like highly dangerous, super venomous.
Yeah. And that could even be like an arc of just like to introduce new characters. Like it just takes place on like sort of an isolated coalition research base or something.
Ooh.
Could be like the thing they uncover something that they have to deal with in isolation.
So they like go to the desert planet to Yeah. So for basically research.
Yeah, like you were saying, like for botany and stuff like that, like, oh, we think these plants might be able to heal some illness. Even the little plant that I wrote for Faye to talk to Pan about could be that like one of the plants on the desert planet.
Yeah. Because it's so hostile there that that would definitely be a challenge to retrieve it.
Yeah, I like that.
And finally, crystal.
I don't know how, because we keep coming to crystal and keep shying away from it. I don't know. Again, submissions for crystal, welcome, very much so. But yeah, I don't even know how we want to tackle it, because it's going to be such an anomaly to have an entire planet made of crystal.
Mm-hmm.
In real life, I think there is only one that's been recorded, and you can tell because when, like, say we're looking at this planet, right, and the planet is rotating around its sun, but when it passes in front of its sun, we can still see like fractured light through it. So that's how we know. That's how we even know it exists. But yeah, I don't know if that's going to be a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if the master plan is for it to have stuff on it already, or if it's like being fought over to use as a resource. I don't really know. Maybe the big lore group will have some good ideas for it. Unless you've got some, because I do not.
Well, not for a creature, but for a device. So like a sound healing bowl. I don't know. It could just have like sound bowls. I see that. And they're healing and really soothing to listen to, like maybe helping to get into a deep meditative state, and maybe that helps you like astral project or like travel like without your physical body. I was actually listening to a podcast today about like crystal light bodies. Crystal light is like this drink, but it's like it was basically like they asserted that there are like crystalline structures in our bodies, and when they're activated by certain things like light codes or like the collective kind of ascension, then it unlocks these powers that already reside within us. So I was really interested by this and thought that would be really cool to explore on the crystal planet.
Yeah, because we Shudi has mentioned like different ways to communicate, and that would be like a really cool. I like that as an elaboration on my words aren't doing today, but no, that's really cool.
Cute. Well, that's all 10.
That is cool. We do need to. I feel like the community will have lots to say on the crystal planet, so I don't feel too nervous leaving it up to to everybody.
Yeah, definitely send us your ideas to lore@deploystarship.com. I just can't encourage you enough to whatever. Also, I was thinking like good, even if you want to send like a voice note or just something really, whatever makes it most accessible and the easiest way for you to send it, even in just like a quick note. Don't overthink, just, unleash your creative power.
Yes, definitely. It doesn't have to be worded pretty. If it even just sparks a little idea, we will give you a shout out.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Well, that was fun. I'm excited. Yeah. So you already kind of mentioned what you were going to look at this week, and that was kind of like the character creation, right? Or the creature creation.
Yeah, creature creation, and actually getting like just a page down for the whole Wretch thing. So that we can send it to like an artist or something, and they can actually kind of get what we're attempting to do.
Yeah.
I've learned my lesson of trying to write something that's too long form. It doesn't.
Yeah, and speaking of that, that's what I'm going to work on this week, which is basically using the scenes that you sent me and adding story to that, and seeing, maybe we'll have that completed pretty soon.
So I tried to thumb through it again, and I got annoyed because I think I just have back to back like 3 different scenarios describing the takeoff, and I couldn't figure out how to combine them.
I did some rearranging, so I'm excited to show you.
Because I'm like, I don't know if we want to have Albright go off and be a potty mouth and get in trouble, or if we want to have him do like this grandiose speech, like a recreation of a speech that like this Russian anarchist guy did. I have like completely different tones. I was just typing as fast as I could. I'm like, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I'm sending this up the chain. But that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with creatures, and to read you're fleshing out your idea of the wretch.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, that will be really good. All right. Excellent. Well, I guess that's it for us.
Woot! We did it.
Yes. Let's continue the brainstorming in Telegram.
Excellent. That sounds fantastic. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of StarShip Writers Room.
If you have an idea for the StarShip lore, we would love to hear it, and you might even get a shout out on the pod.
Simply send to lore@deploystarship.com. That's LORE@deploystarship.com.
We hope you have a stellar day,
and we'll see you next week.